With so many smartphones flooding the market these days, each one screaming for attention with flashy specs, hyped-up cameras, and endless variants, it's ridiculously easy to get overwhelmed and end up buying the wrong one just because you fixated on some feature like 200-megapixel camera that, let's be honest, you'll use twice before forgetting it exists. That's why today I'm cutting through the noise to help you find the actual best phone for your real needs. Starting with the Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 series, which typically lands in that sweet $150 to $200 range, give or take, depending on your region, deals, timing, and exact variant. Serving as the perfect gateway to genuinely good phones without breaking the bank. You've got options from the basic 4G model all the way up to the Pro and Pro Plus 5G beasts. Powered by Qualcomm's solid Snapdragon 7's Gen 3 chip and configurable with up to 12 GB of RAM plus 512 GB of storage. Making the Redmi Note lineup the undisputed champion of reliable, old-school value that's been delivering some of the smartest bang-for-buck phones for years now, with premium touches like excellent build quality, vibrant high refresh rate displays, and even IP68 water and dust resistance on many models, features that used to be locked behind $1,000 plus flagships. Of course, I already hear some of you groaning, "You're always pushing Xiaomi. Aren't you tired of their buggy software and endless ads?" Fair point. While I've personally had zero drama with the latest HyperOS, smooth, fast, no annoying pop-ups, plenty of users do complain about occasional glitches or bloat, which is exactly why the Motorola Moto G75 flies off shelves for anyone who prioritizes a clean, frustration-free experience. Like pretty much every modern Moto, it runs a near-stock Android that's blissfully free of pre-installed junk, background resource hogs, or intrusive ads, delivering the kind of minimalist, rock-stable software that just works without fighting you every step of the way. Paired with insane real-world toughness that shrugs off drops, scratches, water, dust, and mud in ways that would shatter those delicate, overpriced, premium flagships everyone obsesses over, because apparently paying triple for. A phone that explodes on contact with gravity is peak sophistication, right? Add in up to 6 years of guaranteed updates and you've got a device built not just to survive the daily grind, but to thrive for the long haul, all while keeping prices aggressively competitive. Making the entire current Moto G family, especially the G75, the ideal balanced choice for anyone who wants great construction, legendary durability, headache-free software, and true value without the gimmicks or drama. If you're looking for the perfect all-around smartphone that strikes an effortless balance, reliable performance, zero daily frustrations, and the kind of longevity that lets you keep it for years without feeling outdated, then the Samsung Galaxy A56 is the safe, no-regrets choice for anyone who values that subtle social prestige that comes with a household name brand like Samsung, elevating it a clear step above budget contenders while sticking to the core promise of outstanding build quality. That feels like it belongs on a phone costing 2 or 3 times as much. We're talking premium materials that shrug off everyday wear and tear, a refined software experience with one UI that actually adapts to how you use your phone, instead of forcing you to adapt to it. Guaranteed compatibility across Samsung's vast ecosystem, flawless long-term performance, and an industry-leading commitment of 6 full years of OS upgrades plus 6 years of security patches. Features that deliver genuine peace of mind alongside a vibrant high-quality display, dependable cameras, solid battery life with efficient power management, ample storage options, and most importantly, the rock-solid backing of a global giant like Samsung that makes worries about warranties, replacement parts, technical support, or even finding quality accessories practically non-existent. Priced typically between $350 and $400, though it can creep toward $500 in certain markets. It's the ultimate bet on the sure thing for anyone craving that premium Samsung vibe without jumping to the ultra-expensive flagships. Yet that brand premium does make some shoppers pause and think, why drop over $400 on an A56 just for the logo when I can get something arguably better for less? Which brings us to the Motorola Edge 60 Fusion, a phone that flips the script by outperforming in areas Samsung used to dominate, like stunning curved-edge displays and sleek modern design, because nothing says innovation like Samsung inventing curved screens with the old Galaxy Edge series years ago, hyping them as the future, and then quietly abandoning them forever without a word while Motorola happily runs with the idea and makes it look gorgeous, right? This Edge 60 Fusion delivers true all-around balance. Excellent screen tech, surprisingly capable cameras, smooth performance, and that signature Motorola toughness. With a price closer to $300 that makes it feel like a steal, especially after we tested it extensively here on the channel and found ourselves genuinely impressed by how far the brand has come after a period where many of us, myself included, had almost written them off. It's proof Motorola is seriously committed to doing things right again across the board. That said, if photography is your top priority and you want cameras that truly punch above their weight class, you'll definitely want to turn your attention to the Xiaomi 15T series next. That's because the Xiaomi 15T strikes an almost perfect overall balance, delivering a near-flagship experience for anyone who wants premium perks without the absurd Samsung tax, while positioning itself as the go-to choice for photography enthusiasts who demand top-tier cameras without literally selling a kidney to afford one. And it's not just the cameras that shine. You get a blistering processor scoring over 1.8 million on AnTuTu. Yes, that's flagship-crushing territory. 67W fast charging, paired with a generous 5,500 mAh battery that easily lasts a full day of heavy use, 5 years of OS upgrades plus 5 years of security patches for true long-term reliability, and an overall polish that feels shockingly close to a $1,000 plus device despite typically landing under $600. To put it in perspective, it costs only slightly more than the Galaxy A56 yet outperforms it by a massive margin in nearly every category. Starting with a stunning display that peaks at an eye-searing 3,200 nits of brightness, making it perfectly legible even under harsh direct sunlight where most phones turn into useless black mirrors. Ultra-slim uniform bezels all around for that true premium aesthetic, no chunky chin ruining the vibe, and refined details that scream high-end without the matching price tag. It's tailor-made for users craving the closest possible flagship feel on a realistic budget, though it's not the absolute cheapest option out there. Which brings us to the Poco X7 Pro, the undisputed king for anyone whose sole priority is raw, unapologetic power without caring much about the frills, typically hovering around $300 or even less in many markets, delivering performance that would normally demand double the price and effortlessly crushing any game or app you throw at it while somehow getting faster with software updates, the opposite of most phones that slow down over time like they're auditioning for a nursing home. Despite early criticism about build materials, it's proven surprisingly tough in real-world testing, complete with full IP68 certification for actual submersion, not just splash-resistant marketing speak, outlasting some self-proclaimed premium rivals, all for under $300, which feels almost criminal until you remember Xiaomi's software can still be its Achilles heel with occasional bloat or quirks that prioritize speed over polish, because nothing says budget beast like ads popping up mid-game, right? Yet even with the X8 Pro on the horizon, the X7 Pro remains a screaming recommendation for pure performance chasers. If you want something similar but with a more refined premium sheen, look no further than the often overlooked gem that is the Galaxy S24 Fan Edition, or even the standard S24, S23, and S23 FE, which essentially takes the solid foundation of an A56 and supercharges it into a Pro version with vastly superior cameras, a higher-end display with thinner bezels, triple the processing power and speed, and every premium touch needed to bridge the gap between mid-range and true flagship, making it arguably Samsung's best flagship killer at a mid-range price, usually around $470, though availability can be spotty and some sellers slap on unnecessary markups. For anyone craving that true high-end Samsung Galaxy vibe, premium feel, polished software, and long-term reliability, without coughing up the full flagship ransom, especially if the A56 feels a bit too safe and mid-range for your tastes. Brands are increasingly playing the smart game of releasing a solid mid-ranger alongside a slightly upgraded premium light, sibling that inches closer to flagship territory without the insane markup, much like the Poco X7 Pro we mentioned earlier versus its beefier brother, the Poco F7, which only asks for about $50 to $60 more yet delivers a massive 6,500 mAh battery with reverse wireless charging and blazing 90W wired speeds, 12 GB of RAM paired with up to 512 GB storage, a far more powerful Snapdragon 8's Gen 4 chipset that leaves the X7 Pro's MediaTek in the dust, and, most noticeably when you hold them side by side, Genuinely luxurious metal and glass construction that screams premium versus the perfectly fine but undeniably plastic vibe of the cheaper model, making the F7 the ideal X7 Pro on steroids for power users who want flagship polish on a realistic budget. Then there's the timeless category of older flagships that refuse to fade away, with countless models from various brands still delivering incredible value years later. Drop your personal favorite in the comments, that 1 or 2-year-old gem you think still crushes most new mid-rangers. But as a prime example, Xiaomi's 14T family has seen significant price drops since the 15T arrived, yet retains phenomenal camera systems, solid premium builds with excellent finishes, proven long-term durability, and hardware that was cutting-edge not long ago, making them smarter buys than many brand-new mid-tier options for savvy shoppers who wisely prefer yesterday's high-end over today's average. A totally valid mindset that saves serious cash without real compromises. Finally, for the rare few who can comfortably drop over $1,000 and simply want the absolute best phone on the planet right now, I'd point you straight to the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Not just for the undeniable prestige, but because it's the most balanced ultra-premium device out there, with one of the finest displays money can buy, top-tier titanium and glass materials built to survive practically anything, outstanding cameras across the board, impeccably tuned software, and a price that's already softening and will drop even further once the minimally changed S26 lands, proving you don't always need the very newest Ultra to feel like you own the pinnacle. Heck, even the S24, S23, and S22 Ultras remain fantastic in key ways, like that full Bluetooth S Pen support the newer ones mysteriously ditched, because apparently progress means removing features we loved, right? If you want my full rant on how I spent €1,500 on the S25 Ultra only to realize older models often feel better in hand, tap that card popping up in the center of your screen right now before it vanishes.